Ciao, darlings. How are you today? Happy Libra season. Happy new moon in Libra. Happy eclipse season. It's just a wild ride. I'm sporty spice today and I'm all rugged up and things like that. It's autumn in the North Shore, so we get all the seasons in one day sometimes. So welcome everyone, welcome. If we have not met, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. My name is Sarah. I am a mystic, a healer, a starseed. What's the phrasing that's really been resonating with a lot of people? Your fairy godmother who's come down to be mostly human to kind of just like help you navigate the cuckoo pantsness that is planet Earth right now. It's a wild ride. No joke. And if you've not watched my introductory video to October, please go and watch that. It's just, I don't in any way like to utilize any like, things aren't slowing down. Get ready. You need me. You don't. You don't. You need to ground and you need to whittle new tools to help yourself navigate certain uncertainty. That's it. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to offer you. So I would love for you to take a moment and pause this video and go grab your journal, your coffee, your tea. I have 5 journals in front of me. I have a whole stack of books. I have tarot cards. I have my wand. I have water, coffee, and I have some organic orange juice as well over here. And I have a gluten-free, sugar-free pumpkin muffin because it's harvest season around here, and the vibe is just like I've gone full pumpkin spice basic. It's awesome. It's awesome. So please, actually, I'll do this for the pause. Pause the video and go grab your stuff. Go grab your provisions. Boys and girls of every age, won't you like to see something strange? Sorry. All right. Let's get into it. And I will also be giving a little bit there, like I've been telling you guys. So I'm learning about how all of the minor arcana in the tarot run a specific decan of the astrology wheel. Everything's connected. I know, it's freaking awesome. And I'm just going to unpack a little bit because there's one card that runs the the 10 to 20 of Libra. So this is a fresh card for the 21 that we're at. This new moon is at 21 degrees of Libra. So I'm going to give you some references. So definitely grab your journal right now. And I also want to highlight that although astrology is one lens that I use in my practice, it is not my full practice. So there is so much happening with this eclipse as well as the full moon eclipse in Taurus that we have coming up on the 28th. So I will give a few, I'll reference Pam Gregory, an incredible astrologer. She's someone that I follow and that she already has her videos out for both this new moon eclipse as well as the full moon eclipse. If you are interested in any of the deep dive about the squares and the different things that are being affected and how things that have been going on since 2020 are getting affected right now, definitely go check out her channel. An incredible astrologer, as well as the Energy Boutique is an astrology channel that I've been following for many years now, I think both of them since 2020. So definitely I would highlight those. There's so much volatility. This isn't the time to be fully manifesting in a way that's like we normally manifest, which is, asking for things that we want in the sense that we already have them, having them be very specific things. When it comes to eclipse season, I really want you to highlight and ask this question. I want you to ask this question in your journal. Why did my soul come here? Why did my soul come to planet Earth? What is it that my soul came here to do? Not my human avatar, not the meat suit that my consciousness runs, but why did my consciousness, my soul, the space and space that my soul comes from, chose to come down and run a human avatar to play the game of human? Why? Why? That's how big we're looking at these things. I was having and I know that I appreciate so many of you, so many of you. And if you've been here with me, you know sometimes like when I'm going through ego deaths, I pull back a little bit and things. So I apologize that I've only had some past life tales that I've been putting out onto my channel. There's so much intensity going on and things are happening so quickly. And like I've said so many times, I'm not going to show up like with my cup half full. I make sure that I feel completely clear to channel divine information for you. So if I'm ever taking a step away, know that my email address is always listed and you can reach out directly just to say, hey, this is what's going on. I have intuitive questions. Like we can do like all different versions of me holding space for you on a one-on-one area. So if ever my free content is not available, please go back and reference. Like I'd like to have like the October 2023 videos out. So that's always a reference if maybe at some point during October, I don't have consistent content coming out. Does that make sense? I try to be as available as I possibly can in a multidimensional quantum way, but always know that you can reach out directly to me. So this new moon, let's go over some dates first, is happening in the North Shore of Massachusetts, the Eastern Standard Time. It's happening on the 14th of October at 13:54. I'm letting you learn military time, so I'm going to leave that there. Central Time, it's at 12:54 on the 14th. And the Gold Coast in Australia, this is going to be on the 15th, and this is happening at 3:54. So the timing, everyone on the planet gets a new moon. The only thing that we have to know is exactly when the sun and the moon are conjunct together in the sky at the same time. So time is irrelevant. Everybody on the planet gets a new moon. So wherever you are, and if you watch my content on a regular basis, please comment below your time zone and I'll make sure to keep that in the video if that's something that you're not sure of. But if you check yourself, I appreciate that. So let's deep dive into just the astrology of it first, and we'll see what kind of comes through, because I don't even know the name of this video yet. It hasn't really come to be, because there was a level of harshness that I was thinking about last night before I was like, we've got some things to say. There's some, like, nothing's slowing down. Like, buckle up, October's happening. It's so intense. As you can see, things are, like, the information is coming so quickly. What is truth? What is your truth? There's so much happening all at the same time. And we can become instantly overwhelmed, instantly in like a disassociated space. And there's so much that, you know, I've been talking to Libra rising, to Libra about, like, don't check out. Don't check out. I said that to Aquarius, to air signs, like, bless your souls. Like, we need you. We need you. But the intensity of the vibrations, they're not slowing down. So grounding down to be able to do what it is that we need to do in this world, I would just highly implore you to have any version of a meditative practice in the morning and then at night to kind of prepare yourself for the day, to set yourself up for success in a way that you feel confident to handle anything. It's certain uncertainty. Especially in Libra season, we're fucking unhinged. Pardon me for swearing. But so let's look at the astrology of it, because there's a few different things that we're ready to look at. So this is the general wheel, which is naturally Aries runs the first house and it goes all the way over to Pisces over here. So we are at the halfway point of the astrological year. The beginning of the year starts with the spring equinox, and then we went all the way over to the Libra equinox. But now we've been in Libra season for a minute. We've been here for a little bit. So we've been experiencing, how do I say, relationships all over the board have been ending and changing. There's been tumultuousness all over the place. I want you to look at this world in a way that, how do I say, remember the future without the lens of the past. Because right now we're projecting our past images onto the future, which I just, look at that. Look at that. That it's a trauma-based response. It's a fear-based mentality, and it's completely justified, my dears. Like, completely justified. Like, Yeah, we're in the middle of, we're in like the 3/4 of the way through the demolition of the old world, I would say, with Pluto going direct just the other day at 27 degrees of Capricorn. It will never be at 27 degrees of Capricorn again for your lifetime. It will not for 300 plus years. So you're good to go. There was, a little bit of intensity. I want to highlight one thing that I'm still learning about. Again, like I said, like the eclipses, it's like astrology is one lens that I use, but it's not the full lens. So I'm going to just highlight this and then let you do your own investigatory research on it. 21 degrees of Libra is in a square. Like think of, you're come up to an intersection, one car and one car. One's got to move before one goes the other way. So it's not really free flowing energy. It's kind of like tough stuff energy. This new moon is in square position to 21 degrees of Capricorn, which was the placement of the conjunction of Pluto and Saturn at the beginning of like March 2020. So the changing of the entirety of the world forever, that happened. We're kind of at a square to that reality. Saying like, which way are we going to choose? Honest to goodness, which way are we going to go? You can listen to the fear-based rhetoric. You can listen to the powers that be. You can trust the powers that be. You can do all of that in the same way that you did back then. Or you can choose a different path. You don't have to keep bumping up to the same car, honking your horn, and just like literally, you can just back away and let them just be like, okay, I see you, amazing, amazing song and dance, amazing fear-based rhetoric, amazing, you're better than me, you're okay, cool, you have more money, amazing, that's awesome, get out of my way. I have things to do. And this is in our the natural wheel, house of relationships, the important people. It's seeing God in another. So if you ever find yourself, and this is really how you feel about yourself is the way that you're going to see the people around you. What do you mean by that, Sarah? If you love yourself so much, that energy has to hit you first, and then you start to attract people that love themselves and that have, healthy boundaries and that value themselves in the same way that you value yourself. But if you have hate for yourself, if there's some negativity, if you're lying to yourself about something, if there's some deep, dark demons that are tucked into your inner child's back closet, and you're like, I don't want to look at that shit, that's what you're going to attract around you. And we've been talking for months about like the South Node transit, Mars transit. We had, our Venus retrograde, values. We've been reassessing things all year long, if you've been with me. Since the beginning of the year, since January, every single new moon has been planting redwood seeds. Like we're literally planting redwood seeds. The decisions that you make every single day of your life, you can't you can't undo a lot of these decisions. So reminding yourself every day that you're playing chess, not checkers. There's literally not a single decision that you make on a daily basis. And I know the intensity, if you've been here with me, that doesn't feel like a monumental decision or a soul decision or new contract that I get to void and null and a new karmic debt, a new trauma bond, a new this, a new that. Yeah, it's not slowing down. But everything has purpose. Everything has a reason for it. So we just had Mars go into Scorpio. Mars is happier in Scorpio over here because Scorpio is run by Pluto and Mars. So I find this to be when Mars was in Libra, we might have had a little bit of like passive aggressive attitude and people weren't really telling the truth very often. And with Mars going into Scorpio, I find it to be that people will tell the truth. There'll be a lot more of a pause between action and response. It won't be action and reaction. I feel like just with this placement, it's like, this is Mars in the deep, dark, transformative, death and rebirth, shared possessions house. So it's the lions and tigers and bears type of a house over here. But honest to goodness, this is like, this is the vibe of like your corporate boss is asking you to stay late and work Saturday and Sunday, and you just go, no. You're like, well, what do you mean by that? She's like, no, and that's a complete sentence. Nope. Nope. And just let that be that, and let their floundering and reaction be like, you know, you're allowed to say no. You're allowed to say no to things that you're not getting paid for. You're allowed to say no to things that aren't filling you up. But this is what we're processing. This is what we're going through. I'll also highlight that we have Pluto, this little guy over here that's direct, like I'd said before. I have Saturn retrograde, I have Neptune retrograde, I have Jupiter retrograde, I have Chiron retrograde, and I have Uranus retrograde. So all of our outer planets, save Pluto, are still retrograde over here. These are my inner planets. They're all scooting along. They're doing their grand old thing. The South Node and the North Node, they always go backwards. So that's a transit. And I have a lot of content and videos. There's a Mars and the South Node in Libra video. Definitely go check that out if that's something that you are interested in. It's really just basically that conjunction happened a few weeks ago, I want to say. And that was our, test from the universe to say, are you going to choose your old patterns, or are you going to do things differently and speak from I statements and find your courage. So I'm excited about that. We have Mercury in Libra right over here as well. That's like our communication and the way that we receive information. It's literally overload. It's like if you pick up your phone, it's infinite information. If you're channeling, it's infinite information. Your dreams have infinite information. Like Libra is cardinal air energy. Yes, it's run by Venus, but it's a lot going on. Yes, Librans are beautiful and wonderful and lovely, but their minds are processing things so quickly, and they're like the inadvertent awakened ones. Like they are so, the phrasing for Libra is I balance. So although they can seem indecisive, you see there's one side of the coin, there's another side of the coin. It's just a penny. That's what they can see. So there's a lot of information happening really quickly. The South Node is removing a lot of friendships, a lot of relationships. North Node in Aries right over here. Still, we haven't had the North Node and Chiron conjunction. That's going to come up soon. I want to say in the next few months. A lot of unhealthy relationships are changing. These are unhealthy. These are not meant to be. These are trauma bonds. These are karmic patterns. These are things that do not serve us anymore. Those things are ending. Jobs are changing. People are leaving jobs. People are changing jobs. People are standing up for themselves in ways that are very, very new, which is really exciting. A lot of people have been reassessing their values, where we had Venus over here in Leo the entirety of the summer or winter, depending on your hemisphere. But we really reassess like what actually matters. Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus retrograde in our house of money, values, and access to resources. Like I've had clients tell me, like, I don't care if I have to take a pay cut. My quality of life and my time matters more to me than anything that I'm doing, and God will provide for me. We're all taking these massive trust falls, massive leaps of faith. The Indiana Jones, step off the cliff and know that God is there to provide for you. Know that he's there. And always remember, if the door is not completely open, if the decision is not clear and in front of you, don't move, don't take a step, don't do anything, don't say anything. I never want any of the astrology to be fear-based or anxiety-producing. If there's ever that feeling or experience, just go to the highest and greatest good. Just like ask your higher self, ask your guides, just say, hey, I'm so stressed out right now. My human is experiencing anxiety. My reptilian brain is experiencing all these different chemical reactions, and I'm experiencing some mental health stuff right now. Please guide me by giving me a blessing, bless me financially, protect me financially, bless my family, make us all safe and healthy and happy. We're bubbled, we're protected. Like these are general lenses that you can put over your manifestations because it's for the highest good. Like I'd said at the beginning, why did your soul come here? Did I say that in this video, or was this the second recording of this video? I don't know. I'm going to repeat it again. So I want you to ask yourself during this eclipse season from the 14th and then to the 28th is when it's like Saturday to Saturday or Sunday to Sunday. Yeah. 14th to the 28th or the 15th to the 29th, I'm guessing. But in between this time period, and this is like intense energy, don't look at why your human is here and the little nitty gritty things that you have to do every day. Why did your soul come here? The consciousness, your consciousness that is running this human avatar. I like to think of it as like an electrical plug that's coming in, that's running Sarah the avatar. My soul had a reason to come down to this planet to be helpful during this time as your fairy godmother. I'm like mostly etheric and alien, but I'm in a very divine feminine human avatar body. She's gorgeous. And like, I'm here to help guide you and offer you information and channel divine information for you, for the collective, for everybody, for what we're going through right now. So it's an honor to be here for that, as I'm really stepping into my full purpose right now. But man alive, we all just have to choose our own adventure, pick our massive thing to be tending to in this world, find the community to take care of it with, and do what we can. Do what we can. Okie dokie, let's get back to the astrology of it. So Pluto going direct in basically the general wheelhouse of legacy, public life, and career. This is an interesting thing that's going on. And I have a whole Pluto in Aquarius video. I think that's back in March, opening the door to Oz. So definitely go check that video out. Pluto will be back in Aquarius in 2024, dip back down into Capricorn at 29 degrees for the last little bit, and then fully ingress into Aquarius at the end of 2024. And it will be really in this house for the next 20 years. Which is the natural community, friendships, wishes for the future. This is the Aquarian age. This is like the prophecy, like we're living into the prophecy of like age of Aquarius. Everyone gets paid and treated appropriately. Everyone can do whatever they want. Any top-down structures are crumbling down. That's what we're living through right now. Yeah. We're living basically, and I had seen this meme a long time ago, but it's like so poignant, is like the disassociation is real because we're literally in the United States living through the fall of the Roman Empire, but with technology and infinite information. So it's kind of overwhelming, but that level of like, it means that you're tapped into the collective consciousness, darling. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But we still, Saturn is not going to go back into Aquarius. It's retrograde at 0 degrees and it's going to be going direct soon, but it's not going to go back into Aquarius again. We have Neptune that's retrograde in Pisces. Neptune's been in Pisces for a really long time. This is like really making you confused. It's the simultaneous time, dreams are talking to you. The unconscious beings have lost like a lot of like what is okay to be doing in public. And so much of the technology is making us somewhat disassociated to the fact that there are repercussions for our like our words and actions. There are repercussions for what it is that you do. But because like you can comment on any random YouTube page and just say something, and there's no repercussions. So you just say whatever you want. But then you're driving down the highway and someone's just trying to go around you and you choose violence and you're going all over the place and you're flipping them off, and then like there are repercussions for that. What if it's just a dude that's trying to get home to his wife that just had a baby and he's got the milk in the back of the car? Like, why do we always have to think that this is my challenge? I have to beat this person. You don't. If you see rage, this is something that came to me last night. If you see rage and war and demolition and fighting somewhere else on the planet, what is it inside of yourself that you're conflicted about? What is it inside of yourself? Because you can't solve that problem. You can solve you. That's it. That's literally it. You can't solve all the problems on the planet. You can solve your own problems. You can look at your own stuff. You can master yourself and then navigate the world as a sovereign being. Because what if everybody on the planet did that? Cooler world, right? Cooler experience of a world. So it's a little bit of push and pull over here, and that's why I highly implore you to really take the time between action and response. Not reaction, action and response. That you can take as long as you need. If responding to a text message stressed you out, go for a walk, and then respond to the text message. Yeah, everything can wait. Everything can wait. But this is really, what are you doing and why and with whom and for what purpose? There's a lot of fear. And there's a lot, yes, okay, let me rephrase. There's a lot of straight fear on this planet, that energy, that vibration. It's like the powers that be gave like a fiat all over the planet, and that's what we're smelling. And so it can be hard when someone has farted in the room for you to do or think of anything else other than the fart that's in the room. But I would love for you to try in your everyday life to let those fear-based thoughts start to pass you by and watch it like a movie, or give it a little bit of as if you're driving down the highway. So you're driving down the highway and you see this sign that says, really shitty thing, turn off to the right in 1 kilometer. Really, really crappy, scary, ridiculous, demonic thing. Are you going to be like, oh, this seems great, let's do this? Or are you just going to keep on driving and be like, oh, no thank you, I'm fine? It's the same thing that's happening on the planet right now. Prove me wrong. So Pluto going direct, this is like Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. On a micro level, we were looking at our addictions, our patterns that really don't serve us, and how we've given a lot of our autonomy away to the powers that be, to the structures that are in place on this planet. And now with Pluto going direct, I feel like a lot of the veil for a lot of people is like inadvertently getting ripped off. It's almost as if so many people are like, enough is enough. Actually, every single day you're telling me to fear this, to do this, to do this, to do this, and there's not been a reprise for a while. I'm kind of exhausted and I don't want to become, suicidal. So maybe I'm just going to turn off this show and go do something productive. That's what I was thinking about last night that I wanted to ask of all of you. If, you're having a conversation, when you have a conversation with someone where they're complaining about, oh my God, this is happening. Listen for as long as you want. And then when it is your stage to speak, just say, what would you do to make it better? How'd you fix it? What are you going to do to help fix it? Because you're human, so you're on this planet. So don't give your authority away to someone. Start to take personal responsibility. What is something that you focus on that you can start in your own world to start to face and to fix? Because if we see tumultuousness over there, that's not happening in your everyday immediate life, then what is a component within your heart and soul and body that you can start to heal, which gives that vibration to everyone on the planet? So like I said, we're talking about like, why did my soul come here? And it was a phrasing, I forget what channel I was listening to, but they had said, eclipse season, it might be Evan Nathaniel Grimm, really, really like, ba-dum-bum-ch astrologer, amazing. And was talking about eclipses and saying, if you have gone off track, eclipse season will snap you right back to it. So I'll just highlight that if there is something within your life that you're like, I gotta deal with that, just say that's my Everest. That's what I have to deal with. I also want to highlight, because this new moon eclipse is in our house of relationships, the important people. For all of us, there's only so many people that we can have at our table. There's only so many people that we can have within our VIP flock. So if someone is at your table that's 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, or that you're trying to find boundaries with, or that you're just having a lot of trouble with, maybe like there's some unconscious attachment, maybe there's a trauma bond, maybe there's past life stuff in there, doesn't have to have a label. But if you're still letting them be at the table, your 10 out of 10 has absolutely no way to access you vibrationally. There's not a seat at the table. There's not a door or a window open for them. So although it is uncomfortable to have to set new boundaries and to say, your boundaries aren't going to change anybody. Your boundaries are there to say, this is what I can offer you. I used to offer you this, and that was a lot, so I can offer you this. This is not to keep you out. This is to keep you in my life, but this is what works for me, what is healthy. Take it or leave it. And trust the universe to provide either that person within the vibration that you both can accept and find balance in, and let those puzzle pieces fall right into place. Or unfortunately, this is not easy stuff. It can be very painful for you to see someone walk away and not take that offering from you. But I promise you, if they are not meant to be in your life, letting them go for both of you is the only way, Venus wants to bless our house of everyday life and practical service. We also have Lilith in this house over here. So I have an entire video on Lilith. Definitely go check that out if that's an archetype that you're interested in. I'm covered in paint for that. So it's definitely it's a fun one. But this to me is it still has not so much imposter syndrome, but there's it's like the perfectionist of the Virgo can come to be if I have not mastered this thing that I've never done before I even do it for the first time, I'm not even worthy of doing it. The amount of people that want to be helpful and hold space and counsel others, it's beyond. So many people want to help, but they're oh, but I don't have a this, I don't have a this, I don't have a this, I didn't go to school for this long. I was your heart is leading you. Get any version of a certification that is helpful for whatever version of mental health you would like to be helpful in. But we're in the beginning stages of this mental health crisis. Yeah. If you are keen to be helpful, if you are a leader and you've been with me for a bit, I highly implore you to look into some version of a certification that allows you to legally accept money in exchange for holding space for others. We need it. We need it. We need it. Because that might be an intrinsic role that Pluto in Aquarius is what you would like to be doing, I'll leave you with this because I'm going to do my individual rising sign readings as well, and we'll unpack and deep dive a little bit of how the planets are affecting those. I always do rising signs for the grid, but all of my readings can be watched by a sun, a moon, as well as a rising. So you can watch for your big three, you can watch for your partners or, your friends, whomever. The vibrations I find, although I'm a Scorpio rising, I always go back and watch my Capricorn as well as my Aries videos. I'm an Aries sun and a Capricorn moon, Scorpio rising. So it's because when I'm channeling, I forget what I say. So I go back and I watch these videos and sometimes I'm but the placements of it, they're all infinite lenses that we put in front of our soul and human and the way that we view this world. So they're all accessible. And whether you're 101 or very into astrology, however it may be, I find that these readings that I can really reach a significant amount of people. So I'm very, very grateful for the way that the channels come through. But definitely as many tools as I can offer you, and know that I'm here to help you whittle tools for your toolbox, and that you can go out into the world as your sovereign being. That's what I'm here to help you with. There are no gurus on this planet. I don't want you to ever put all of your eggs into one preacher's basket. I want you to find so many people to be helpful for you in the amalgamation that your soul needs. This takes a village. It takes a village. So looking at our everyday life, looking at why our soul came to this planet, looking at mental health, looking at independence and releasing old codependent relationships, I'd say. Codependent relationships. And knowing that Jupiter retrograde in our house of money as well as Uranus retrograde, I'm not really concerned about that because Uranus is lightning bolt energy, whether it's direct, whether it's retrograde. We have no idea what Uranus is going to bring to the table. So just keep an eye on him. But Jupiter going retrograde, it's really just saying if things are falling through, it's on purpose. It's on purpose. It is so on purpose. Don't try to grasp at the sand if it's falling through your hands. Just let it be. Just let it be. You know, in the changing of the seasons, I find it to be like things that were important to us in the middle of summertime or in the middle of wintertime really aren't as important to us right now. Yeah, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you've been all rugged up for the past few months and you're ready to go out. You want to enjoy yourself, let your body experience the sun and the heat, and maybe take some holiday time. And maybe not work as much as you have been. Whereas in the Northern Hemisphere, we're heading into winter, so it's harvest time, and the trees are changing color, and we're seeing things literally dying around us. And reminding ourselves that, you know, some of the extravagances or effervescences or, you know, like the fun jet ski rides and stuff like that, like around holiday time, those things really don't make a big difference. Who really matters? What really matters? What are your values? What are your values? It's okay to value, like, if money isn't one of your top values, look at that. Money equals safety on this planet. Money equals security. Money equals freedom. It is not like boss bitching out there. Absolutely not. But like having the safety and the security to do anything that you need to do in this world, to answer the call that your soul is saying, hey, go do this. Hey, go help these people. Hey, go do that. Go do that. Go do that. If you're in trauma all the time and you're stressed out, none of your messages can come through. So look at that. Let me ask my guides if there's anything they want me to say. Journaling, pen and paper journaling. I have a whole video about my love affair of that. Definitely make notes. And when we free write, it's like that gets to your unconscious and your subconscious, like pens, paper, notebooks, beautiful journals, having those around. It's like you're literally writing history right now. So there are things that I cannot make sense of for you. There are things that no one in your life will be able to make sense of for you. But write out your dreams, write out what doesn't make sense. So then in a few months, when you get those answers, you can go back and be like, oh my God, it's like you get to be the map maker. You get to be in charge of your own life. North Node in Aries is like the independent I am. There's no more 11th place ribbon anymore. If you ain't first, you're last. And that's okay. Healthy competition is okay. We're not competing with anyone else. We're doing what's best for us. And with that level of independence, we invite people in. One cannot be without the other. This is like the independent blending of the divine masculine and divine feminine. The divine masculine has its own roles and responsibilities. Divine feminine have their own roles and responsibilities. And working together as a team, you become a superpower on the planet. So like that's the balanced scales that like I believe in my practice. This is weird. Write out why you hate yourself. You can do shadow work with this too. And like asking like free scripting questions like why am I not worthy of healthy love? And see what comes out. And then afterwards, why am I worthy of healthy love? And see what comes out. Like putting on a timer and not letting your pen come off the paper for the 60 seconds, if you will. Start off with 1 minute, start off with 60 seconds, ask the question and then put the timer on and then don't stop writing until it's out. And not typing. This is like the time it takes for your hand to write it. This is going into your body and asking your soul. You're talking to yourself. This is you and you. Why do you not think that you're worthy of the role that you do know that you're meant to play in this world? What is it? Who told you that you can't do it? There's a lot of parental issues that are really tucked into everything that's going on right now. I have, and then there was mother, and then I have Papa, Can You Hear Me? The father wound. Those are, stories. I also have, I'm going to plant this seed right now, the Waking Up Post Woke, my human story. I've really been not having trouble, but I'm taking my time to give this story. It's very precious. And so I had recorded it once already about, my human story and all the different ways that when I was unconscious, I was very easily susceptible to manipulation. And I don't ever want to blame any of the powers that be for, coming down and doing any of the things to me. I chose to come here. I contracted everything that has happened to me. So when I share my story, I want to utilize it in a way that is, this is how easily I was able to trust the powers that be, to be like, oh yeah, absolutely, I am not worthy of a gender. I'm like, in 2020 I was they them fairy presenting, and so I've come a very long way out of those mental health issues that I was experiencing. I also I thought about doing it categorically. I definitely mentioned in the introductory video that I would do it categorically, but what I'm going to do is by age group, and I'm going to do my childhood, my adolescent, and then my young adult and my adult years, because I find that what has gone on in my life, especially from childhood, and I'm going to plant this seed here. As everyone knows, I do not want to have children in this world. I'm not meant for that. I'm getting off the roller coaster. I'm getting off the merry-go-round. This is my last human life. But children are so precious, and there's been an attack, in my personal opinion and practice, on children. And I would highly implore us to let them be children for as long as they possibly can. If I had been given the opportunity when I was younger, when I was a child, if someone had told me, a parental figure, an authoritative figure of any kind, had told me that I was confused, that I was in the wrong body, that I was given access to a transition of some kind, I would have done it in a heartbeat. I would have done it in a heartbeat. I would not be the divine feminine woman that you see here today. With that being said, there is absolutely... This is indiscriminate of party lines. This is not a political thing that I'm putting out there. This is literally like, let's paint it. Do I want to give the parable now? I'll revise it. I'll do it again. No, there's it. No, video's over. Thank you so much for being here. I'll just plant that seed. It's a wild time to be alive. And it's like I had said, the universe is playing chess with you. So whether you think that the decisions that you're making are not important, you will come to the realization at a certain point in time. So if you're here with me, keep the blinders on. Yes. Know that there's distraction. Know that there's distractions. I'm staying in my fucking lane. Know that. But just recognize that it's not like I want to say, like, you can't have fun anymore. You can, and there's joy in every breath. But the intensity of where we are right now can be something that you absolutely need to spend time navigating. Take as much time between action and response that you need. That's all I have to say about that. And let children be children. Let them be children. Let them have an imagination. Let them teach us what they know. The children that are being born right now are ancient masters. Their consciousness is beyond knowledgeable. Listen to them. Listen to them. As you can see, I'm very passionate about this one. So I am going to close up, and then I'm going to record a little bit more of the Waking Up Post-Woke series for you. So please let me know what you're going through. Thank you so much for being here. I love every single one of you so much. And yeah. What do you love most about Libra season? It's like the halfway of the year. Last thing, the Dakin. Okay, so this card runs 21 degrees of Libra to 30 degrees of Libra. So the new moon is at 21 degrees. So it's at the very beginning. Rest until God opens the door. Seriously, that's it. That's all I want. Do not try to scratch at a window. Do not try to bang down a door that maybe you used to go into effortlessly. That's not the door for you. Wait. I promise you, when it is your time, the door will open and you will just effortlessly know to walk through it. Be like, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. So this is right over here. So it's the beginning of this time. So I found this card to be really poignant, to say, like, if the answer isn't right there, don't speak. Take your mother frickin' time. Rest. 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 I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment below what you're going through if you're keen to share with the group. I'm just so grateful for this community, and just keep on keeping on. I'll see you in the individual readings. I love you.